It's time to move on to the next phase and have a look at combat operations in the P-47. In this lesson, we'll cover aerial gunnery. 8 Browning M2 50 caliber machine guns are available, 4 in each wing, with a maximum load of 425 rounds per gun. This provides about 30 seconds of continuous firing for about 15 2-second bursts. After fuel, ammunition is your most important consumable on the aircraft, so you want to use it sparingly. The guns are aimed using a K-14 gyroscopic gun sight. This shows you the amount of lead to pull based on the enemy aircraft's distance. I have the lesson paused so we can go over the controls for these and talk a bit about how to use them. You'll see the drone aircraft attack the circle gun position. Your space will be ready to start. First, let's talk over theory of operation for the gun system. In practice, all you have to do is place the gun's safety switch in the gun's mechanical position and pull the trigger on the stick. But that doesn't help us understand what went wrong when the guns don't work. Let's trace the voltage through the system and see how the guns are actually fired. This will help you troubleshoot the problem if you try to fire and nothing happens. Press spacebar to continue. The guns are electrically fired. The armament systems all run off the battery circuit, so even if the generator is providing power, the battery switch must be on. With the battery switch on, power to command the guns to fire is drawn from the gun relay circuit breaker. This breaker must be in for the guns to fire. 5 other breakers are also part of the system, but they don't come into play until later. Press spacebar to continue. From the gun relay breaker, power is routed through a series of safeties before it reaches the trigger on the stick. First, a switch in the landing gear handle opens if the handle is down. The handle must be up for the guns to fire. From there, power runs to the main gun safety switch with 3 positions: off, camera, and guns and camera. The off position keeps the circuit open and allows no power to reach any other part of the system. The camera position provides power to the gun camera and to the gun sight through a second circuit breaker labeled gun sight we'll look at later. The third, guns and camera position, routes power to the gun camera and gun sight, but also closes the path and allows power to reach the trigger on the stick. Click to place the switch in the guns and camera position now. Press spacebar to continue. Now, all we need to do to fire the guns is squeeze the trigger on the stick. This completes the electrical circuit and uses the gunfire relay. The relay routes power to start the gun camera and to the guns through the 4 gun circuit breakers. The signal reads each gun energizes and releases the guns. The guns to fire. The recoil continues to operate the guns until the trigger is released, opening the circuit and cutting off power. The signal is de-energized and the bolts lock back into place. Squeeze the trigger on the stick to test fire the guns now. Press spacebar to continue. The guns are charged on the ground, so they're ready to fire once power is applied and all safeties are disabled, but this also means there's no way to clear a jammed gun while in flight. But if one gun does jam, the rest will continue to fire normally. Press spacebar to continue. That's how the guns work, so now let's look at the K-14 gyroscopic gun sight. The gyro is already active whenever the battery is turned on, but the reticles used for aiming are not visible until the gun's safety switch is set to camera or guns and camera as it should be now. Power reaches the bulb that illuminates and displays the reticles through the gun sight circuit breaker and gun sight rheostat on the main electrical panel. You can control the brightness of the reticles by turning this knob. Go ahead and try that and verify that you can see the reticles in the gun sight. Press spacebar to continue. There are 2 reticles or sights displayed, fixed and computing. The fixed sight consists of a cross pointing straight down the gun bore line, surrounded by a 70 mm diameter circular ring. The dot is compressed at 15 mils below the cross with diagonal lines on either side. The idea is to use those lines to judge bullet target range by placing the enemy aircraft's wings within the lines, but that's only used as a method. The other computing crisscross at 30 and 40 mils to aid in air-to-ground gunnery and rocket attack. We'll look at those in a later lesson. For now, let's declutter the display by rotating the lamp cover down. This hides all the fixed side except the cross. We want that to remain to aid in determining how much lead the other computing side is allowing. Do that and press spacebar to continue. The computing side consists of a dot surrounded by 6 diamonds. This side is only accurate when it knows the distance to the target. Your task is to feed the side the right information, then maneuver your aircraft to place the dot squarely on the enemy aircraft while keeping it surrounded by the 6 diamonds. So first, set the span scale to match the wingspan of the aircraft you expect to encounter. You can set this to match the exact dimensions if you know them, but a good rule of thumb is 35 feet for single-engine aircraft, 60 feet for twin-engine aircraft, and 110 feet for 4-engine aircraft. We're up against P-51s in this lesson, so let's set the span scale to 37 feet. Press spacebar to continue. The sight uses this wingspan to determine distance through stadiometric ranging. You'll adjust the size of the reticle to match the apparent size of the target using the twist grip on the throttle. That allows the sight to estimate the range and show you the right lead to pull. You can also adjust it by rotating the dial on the sight itself, but you'll find it very useful to map the throttle twist grip to a lever or slider you can easily access. Try rotating it now. Minimum range shown on the dial is 600 feet and maximum range is 2,400 feet. You'll see the reticle diamond circle expand and contract at different ranges shown on the dial. You will also see, after we unpause, that this also moves the reticle to allow for bullet drop and higher deflection at longer ranges. Press spacebar to continue. Okay, now let's see all the theory and tactics. We'll talk a little about technique and try to get some rounds into these targets. Now, this can be very subjective, with techniques used in World War II left up to individual units, but I'll present some ideas that survived World War II and the Korean War when this and similar sights were used. When we unpause, close with one of the targets you've seen circling using lead pursuit, with your nose pointed well ahead. This will decrease the range quickly. Keep your nose positioned so you still have the enemy in view as you close. When you're ready, press spacebar to unpause the lesson. Now, the enemy should only be in the sight when you're preparing to fire, so don't worry about adjusting the range. Most effective shots will be near the minimum range of 600 feet anyway, so leave the sight's range set there until you're lined up on the target and need to extend the range. Twist the throttle grip until the turret's wings span the diamonds and place the dot on the turret. Track the target for at least 1 second to allow the sight to stabilize and do its job. Be sure of your shot and fire a burst of at least 2 seconds. Okay, nice shot. One last point. Whenever you're about to overtake the enemy, don't slow down. Transition to lag pursuit with your nose behind the enemy. You can also pull up to trade some of that airspeed for altitude. This will leave you with an advantage, so quickly select the right time. Take your time.